Hey guys, welcome to the quick video on the overview of the features of CRMOx. It is an absolutely truly amazing piece of software. It's incredible. We use this for our own businesses. We own CRMOx, but we also own, printing shop, detailing shop, marketing agency, window tinting business. We own a few different companies, and we use this for our own businesses, and it has truly helped and accelerate our growth, manage everything, and just truly optimize our business as well as automate all of our marketing efforts. So, moving on. This is a demo account. We don't have very much information in here. It's just to show you how the features work. So this is going to be the very quick video. If you want a more in-depth video, you're going to have to check out the other video that goes over each feature in greater detail. This video is just to give you a quick 5 minutes or under overview of the whole system. So, here you have your dashboard. This is going to be vital statistics, things, like recent estimate activity, people viewed estimates, number of clients, where people came from, gift certificates purchased, warranties, no-shows, your bookings, busiest days of the week, slowest days of the week, your financial snapshot from the last 6 months, and so on. Then we have our calendar. As you can see, everything's neatly organized up here at the top for you to find, and it's very clear. Leads, clients, finances, that's where you have all your invoices, payments, expenses and estimates, gift cards, warranties, your admin settings, your POS system. You can balance your calendar, reassign leads to staff. You have user activity log, training and resource center. You have your marketing. This is for the artificial intelligence for the booking calendar that books appointments for you. We'll go over that in greater detail in the other video. Don't worry. Reports. You can do all kinds of reporting. So it's all here, right? Your staff, they can go here. They can check their commissions they've earned if you offer commissions. They can check their hours. They can modify their passwords, so on and so forth, right? So here, just to show you quickly, this is your calendar. You have the month as a snapshot. You can click and you can view, whatever events you have for that day. You can click them and you can do different things. Mark the job done, send an invoice, no show, edit, delete, confirm the appointment, so on and so forth. All right, so that's how you can see your the day jobs, and it also keeps track of your daily goal. So here we meet it, so it's green. Here's the monthly goal, and it tallies up the days that you work versus how much you brought in, and it keeps track of that. When that turns green, it means you met the daily goal. You can click outstanding jobs. It'll break those down. Then you have your leads. From here, you can add leads. It's just like adding a client, for example. You can go here. You can add in their information. But this is basically when they're not a client before you win the sale. You can put them in here, and then when you're ready, choose one sale, click Save, done. That converts them into a client. From clients, here's where you have your whole list of clients. They're going to show up here. From the client panel, you'll be able to see their entire profile. You'll be able to see, what events they had, like what different jobs. You can see their location. There's a journal, so you can put different information in there. Like if you have notes, you can write them in there. Files and documents. It's going to show you estimates, invoices, payments, warranties, their loyalty card, for example, like how many times did they come? Oh, okay, they had 2 visits. On their 7th visit, they're going to automatically get this discount. There's stuff like that. Then we have finances. This is where you have your invoices, payments, expenses, and estimates. That's the heart of your business, essentially. So from here, you have your list of invoices. You can edit an invoice. You can do all the typical stuff. You can choose the client. You can download PDF. You can add different, items here. Could be like, kitchen renovation, renovation for kitchen. I'm trying to go quick here. We'll just put 2,000. Very cheap kitchen. You can apply gift certificates. You can put your sales rep commissions. So you can save them there. Save. You can also do, payments, of course. This is where you're going to see all the payments that people have made. Then you have your expenses. You can add in your different expenses that you have. So you can mark them as repaid if you have loans, things like that. You can set recurring ones that automatically generate. Here you can go and you can add a new expense there. Boom. You also have estimates. Here's where you can send out estimates, and then from there, so we made a demo one that got accepted. So here, so you're going to be able to send out estimates to people, and they're going to have a little ticking timer. So here's what your estimates look like. So okay, John Doe signed it, great. So then this is what your estimates will look like. They can add questions and ask you right from there. So that's essentially how the estimates work. So it'll automatically get emailed to them. Then you have gift cards as well. People can buy gift cards online at your link. So you're going to have a dedicated link. It's going to look something like this, but with your logo. They can choose the amount, go through the whole adding the credit card, the whole 9. But you can also, manually sell them. So you can manually put one in and say, okay, I took cash, customer name, email, blah, blah, blah. Then they're going to get a link, and they can go to this. It's going to go to their email, and they're actually going to be able to customize this right on the spot. So John Doe is going to send to his wife, Jane Doe, and you can see it started typing it up here. And he goes through, he does the whole thing, send gift certificate, boom. You know, his wife's going to get that. She's going to come in. She's going to be happy. All right, life goes on. There we go. So that's his unique code there. You have warranties. Your business may or may not offer warranties. A lot of contractors, for example, they do offer warranties on their work. And so here, for example, you could generate new codes. So I could say I want to create 2 warranty codes, you know, lifetime install warranty. All right, generate codes. Boom. If you're getting them printed, you can do export to Excel. Give that to your printer. He'll be able to print cards with these codes on them. The other option is you just manually give it to the customer and say, this is your warranty code. And then from there, they're going to be able to actually go and activate those warranties. So here's your full warranty list, right? So this customer here, John Doe, he's got a warranty activated. Good for him. So you can manually have, you know, obviously you can activate them, but you can also send this to customers. So you could say, here's your activation link. So you send them the link, and they're going to then go to a page that looks like this. They put in their code, their phone number. In this internal notes is only seen by you. When the customer goes there, they only see the code and phone number. When they put in their phone number, it's going to pull up their profile as saved in the system. Then they do activate warranty. Of course, your logo will be at the top. All right, they can then submit a claim. If they have a claim for the warranty, maybe you put a roof on their house and, you know, it started leaking or something like that. So they can come here, put in their warranty code, their phone number, describe the issue. They can say, you know, my roof is leaking, submit warranty claim. Then from there, it's going to actually go into the warranty claim section. And so from the warranty claim section, you're going to be able to see them that are here. You're going to see the details of them, the warranty info, and you can either approve or decline these as you go. So it's a very professional system, looks great to the customer. It's not just a verbal warranty, right? You have a full warranty system. By the way, up here you can always search for anything, and this will search through your expenses, your clients, your leads, your appointments, all that stuff, and it'll display a nice search result. So then moving on to admin. So here is where you can manage all your settings. You can add your staff members here under manage users. You can also do your settings and options. Under settings and options, oh my gosh, there is a ton of stuff. I'll show you, but you can manage all kinds of stuff like your booking calendar, because this thing comes with a booking calendar here for your booking requests, and you can choose your hours that you're available. You can disable it on certain days, you know, stuff like that. You can integrate things like third-party things like Stripe and all kinds of stuff. So you have currencies. You can set different currencies, tax rates, expenses, estimates. Like estimates, for example, you can set a default introduction, your default terms. If someone accepts it, you can have a certain message go out to them by email. If someone declines it, have a second message. Put some testimonials on your actual estimates. Invoices and payments. This is where you have a bunch of default settings, like do you want to accept deposits? Yes, I do. I want a dollar amount. How much is the amount? You know, $1,000 deposit. It's stuff like that, right? You can put an invoice admin fee. Then here you can set invoice items. This is when you're creating an invoice. These will pop up as you start typing. So let's say I saved one for kitchen renovations. I start typing kitchen, and it's just going to populate the rest for me, which is pretty cool. Here's where you add your services and products, and you can choose if this is something that you offer mobile, like at the customer's address, mobile and at your shop, or if it's at your shop only. That tweaks things on this page here, which is your booking request form. I'll pull that up real quick for you. So here we can see there's a test booking here that I can either approve or not. So here, this is what your booking form would look like. It's going to have your logo, and they choose the date and time. We keep it real simple, real simple. That's what customers want. You know, they choose the service, they add their phone number, notes, and special requests. That then goes to you, which pops up in here, and then you can say, okay, I got to edit something. So we've got to change the date for it, or I got to set the price, send to customer, then they can approve that, send it back, so on and so forth, right? Piece of cake. All right, so now back to settings. So then we also have loyalty cards. So here's where you can choose how many stamps show up. I showed you that earlier when we checked it off in the client profile. So that's how many stamps they have, enable, disable, what they actually get when they hit 7 stamps. It's just like when you go buy coffee and you know your 10th one is free, for example, right? You can change the image. And you can also, if you change this promo, it might be a good idea to reset all the active stamps. So you have that option as well. So back to admin, lots of settings there. You also have a full POS system that integrates with barcodes. And so from there, we'll click on it. I don't have a barcode scanner hooked up to this machine right now, but you can. If you did, you would just click scan barcode, you scan it with the thing, it's going to put in the number here, and then you can save all your inventory items, and then from there, those can then get added when you're creating an invoice. So you can scan with the barcode and it'll add it to the invoice. Pretty cool stuff. So then inventory list. So this is where you can set your inventory. If you have things like here, for example, we're assuming that this company does painting and stuff. So they have a paint roller, white ceiling paint, so on and so forth. And then when it comes time to do their inventory reports, you can have the system remind you, like every Wednesday I want to do reports, for example. And then you just go through and you're like, okay, white ceiling paint, we're still good. We still have it. Or maybe we're low, maybe it's empty. And if it's empty or if it's running low, things like that, it's going to notify you so your staff can go through and do your inventory and they can be like, hey, equipment and supplies, paint roller, broken. Boom. You're going to get an email at the end of the night saying, hey, the paint roller's broken and we need to get a new one. And so it's really simple, and your staff can do this on their phone with the app, and it'll take 2 minutes, and then you're going to be notified when stuff needs to get replaced. So CRM Maintenance, you can also click that, and this thing is going to check to see if you have any duplicate leads, clients, or invoices. It does this automatically for you, and it'll send you an email saying there's a problem, and you can go and it'll be like, oh, you have 2 clients with the same phone number. And it'll be like, do you want to keep them both? Do you want to delete one? Do you want to merge them? Like, what do you want to do? So it's really good that it keeps your database up to date. Then you can also balance your calendar. This is going to show where it's like, okay, number of jobs that we had today. Okay, so we had this one and we have 1 invoice. So it's balanced. That's perfect. But let's say it wasn't balanced. You can go through and you can check them off. And if I have like, okay, I have all my invoices, but I have 1 job that doesn't have an invoice, what's going on? This is good. Like if you're a hair salon or something and you have a lot of appointments in a day and you have multiple staff dealing with them, you can go through and quickly see, and it'll tell you, the system will say like, hey, you had 15 appointments today and only 10 invoices. So you could go through now and be like, hey, what happened? Why didn't these people get, an invoice in the system? Like we have no payment for them. They got a job done, but they didn't pay. So what's going on? You can figure out. So the system's good at finding problems and letting you know. You can also reassign staff leads. So if you have multiple staff doing sales calls and stuff, talking to people, entering leads, and maybe one person gets let go, you can always reassign all their leads to another staff member. Same thing with clients. You might assign clients to particular people, staff members, to manage, and you can reassign them as well. User activity log, this just shows things that you've done in the system or people have done. So it's showing me right now, Sean Gervais, and it's saying, I updated inventory item because that's what I just did while showing you the video. So it'll keep track of things that you're doing. So then the other thing is training and resources. This one's pretty cool. We'll pull this up here. So you can add categories, right? So here, I'll walk through with you. I'll add a category. So let's say we'll put one for, what did we say this was? A painting company? All right, painting ceilings. All right, boom. Adding in the category. There we go. Now, what you're going to want to do here, after you've added the category, is you can go back to the training and resources section. And you're going to see painting ceilings is there. Now we can add resources. So we could do a video, let's say, on how to, paint ceilings. And so in this case, we're going to add video resource. So we add the link to the video. We give it a title, description, keywords, and we say who can access this, right? And so from there, what that's going to do is it's going to save it in your training center. And basically, it's going to show up here, and it's going to have a list of resources, videos, audio, text, whatever you upload, and your staff's going to be able to click on them, and they're actually going to be able to learn how to do things the way that you want them done. And then the category we added earlier, it's going to show up here. They can choose those categories. You can have painting ceilings, installing flooring, or if you're a barber, like cutting beards, shaving, whatever. And your staff can learn the way that you want things done. So having a training and resources section is very important, because what we found at our shops and our businesses is that training staff can be a nightmare. But things like this make it a lot easier, right? So then we're going to go on to marketing. Now we have things like you can send, text messages to customers, send bulk ones. There's already automated ones that go out to customers when you finish a job. It'll ask them for a Google review. It lets them know they have an appointment, confirms appointments, things like that. But the marketing center, you can manually send one if you need to. And then also you have AI marketing rules. This is for your artificial intelligence. So you can do things like you can say, okay, I want to look for, customers that had, I don't know, let's say you need to get roofing done well, that's maybe a bad example because it lasts a long time. So, okay, let's say, we'll just take plumbing. All right. So let's say plumbing, someone who got plumbing done let's say maybe 6 months ago, and you want to do a follow-up to make sure that their plumbing is doing well and see if there's any other needs that you could help them out with. So you could say, all right, so look for any customer that had a plumbing appointment that was 6 months ago. You can suggest certain days of the week if you want, or you can just let the artificial intelligence do its magic, and you can say, okay, look for days that have, less than 5 appointments, for example. So it's going to go now, search your calendar for days that have less than 5 appointments, and realize that you need some bookings on those days because you're defining your level of busyness, right? So you can say, okay, days with, less than 3 appointments or less than 10 appointments, and it's going to scan your calendar, find jobs that match plumbing that they got it done 6 months ago, and then it's going to say, okay, now make a suggestion if there's, any spaces open and stuff, right? So that's essentially how it works. And so you can do the same thing with, like painting, for example. If you know that the average person, like moves homes or wants to change the paint in their house like every 3 years, for example, you can say every 3 years, follow up with my painting customers and say like, hey, listen, your last appointment was 3 years ago. And let's say go for empty days only. So it's going to only choose empty days. It's going to scan your calendar and say, are there any empty days coming up? And if there are, it's going to say, okay, great, there's empty days. Let's go back now and find customers that got painting done from 3 years ago and they haven't been back since. And let's reach out to them to see if we can help them out with something else, right? So pretty cool. It's like a 24/7 sales rep working behind the scenes for you. Then you have reports. Under here, there's so much stuff, okay? There's inventory reports. You can balance the day, days not balanced. I kind of went over that before where it shows, how many jobs versus how many invoices, things like that. You have your bookings report. This one's going to show where like jobs, like who booked them, how many they booked, things like that. So in this case, for example, Sean, how many bookings did he have, things like that, right? Then these are the big ones. You have your daily progress report, and we'll pull that up here. So your daily progress report is going to give you a quick overview of things like, and this is going to email to you every night, by the way, which is pretty cool. And it's going to tell you how many new leads, how many new clients, how many jobs today, new jobs added, the dollar values. It's going to show you dollar value added, today's jobs, your expenses, new invoices, gift certificates sold, things like that, right? You also get this every week. So every Sunday, it's also going to send you this report. And so that's in this one here, the weekly progress report. So this one's going to go out every week. It's going to send you, it's basically the daily, but instead of being just for the day, it takes a whole week and it sends you that much data, right? Now, you also have things like, invoice keywords lookup. You can look up invoices by keywords through here and it'll give you summaries, services, sources as well. So under here, it's going to show you, where things came from. So my bathroom renovations, right now, I'm getting most of them from affiliate partners, it's saying, right? So obviously, like, this is going to be full with all your services and stuff. This is just a demo account with no information. Staff commissions. So if you give your staff commissions on the invoices, like I showed you earlier, you're going to be able to go in here and you can select a staff member and you can see the commissions that they've earned through whatever period you need to. That helps with paying them out. And then you can submit a staff payment here and you can say like, yeah, I paid them, I paid them today, for example. How much did I pay them? You can choose whatever, right? So that's pretty cool. So you can keep track of all your staff commissions. Then daily staff feedback. So as mentioned on the dashboard, it's going to pop up at a certain time of day asking your staff for feedback. They can go here and submit feedback. You can go here and look at it and you can say, oh, so-and-so, finds that, it's easier if we do something a little differently, and you can review the feedback and make improvements to your business, right? Then you have your accountant's rundown. This is perfect. You can give your accountant their own login. So under admin users, you can actually create a user just for accountants. When they log in, the only thing they're going to see is this finances tab, invoices, payments, and expenses. And then they're going to have access to this report. Or you can always manually just email them this report as well. It's going to break down your expenses by category, by vendor, and it's going to show, accounts receivable, money in, money out, and it's going to calculate the taxes for them automatically. And they can change the period here, right? So pretty cool stuff. When the accountants log in from their dashboard, they're also going to be able to, see a full breakdown more in depth. And under expenses, they can also export to QuickBooks via an Excel file as well. So accountants love that. Then we have staff time clock, which is a pretty cool feature as well. So here's your actual time clock link, for example. So your staff will be able to punch in and they can punch in on this keypad. Next step, they'll be able to clock in. It'll have your logo though. So at our shop, for example, we have this on a tablet and staff just punch in, punch out, and then it adds up their time for the day. If they're taking sick days or vacation days, you can also go in here and you can basically, for a particular person, you can mark off, sick day, vacation day, stuff like that, just by clicking these buttons here, and it'll block off the whole day. Then it'll add that all up in your report down here, and it'll tell you for whatever period you choose, their total work time, total break time, the days that they've worked, the sick days they've taken, vacation days, and so on. So this thing has a full time clock, and your staff, when they log in, so they can stop asking you, they'll be able to click on My Hours, and it's going to pull up their profile and tell them for the period they choose how many hours and minutes they worked, how many breaks they took, how many work days they worked, vacation, as well as sick days. So it's going to calculate all this for them, so you don't have to worry about being hassled like, oh, well, what's my time clock at? Like, how much did I work this week and stuff like that. It's all right there for them. Similarly, my commissions, they'll be able to click on their commissions, and they'll be able to see exactly what they've earned as commissions. Like I said, it's a demo account. I actually don't have any commissions in this account. But anyways, so that's essentially the overview of the whole system in a nutshell. And so this does not just work on desktop. It also works, so it works on desktop, of course, but this also works on your phone, your tablet, different devices. We have mobile apps for that. And you can also access it through the browser on those devices too. But essentially, this is the all-in-one powerhouse software solution. Ditch the paper and pen, get with the times, get something professional that's going to supercharge your business. And why not go with the one that's most streamlined, the simplest, the one that's got marketing tools built in, the one that has artificial intelligence built in, and the one that can really help skyrocket and accelerate your business.